friends, and welcome to Hello Country. My name's Mike, and right there he is, the man himself, the legend in his own mind, Papa Country. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. It has been a while since you and I did one of these podcasts. It's almost like we decided to have a summer or something.
Yes, we took a bit of time off, but we weren't idle, that's for sure.
No.
We've been working on quite a number of other projects together. It's really good to be back on the Hello Country podcast.
Oh, and in legit podcast, country podcast style, as will happen because we are remote doing this. You might have Papa Country cut out on us once in a while. Not to worry about that. He's there. He'll send a smoke signal, and then we'll reconnect him. Coming up later on the show, we have a guest that will be a great addition to our collection of discussions in this podcast, because what she is doing could make a huge difference in all of our lives in this region. So that coming up in the show, we'll speak with Darlene Lamberti, and so stick around for that. Now, Papa Country, can I ask you something?
Yes.
I've been looking at the Hello Country Instagram pretty much to stay in touch over the time that we haven't been doing the show, and a couple of things caught my attention. In all of this seems to fall under one sort of umbrella in my mind. Hello Country parenting tips with Papa Country. Do you think we might spend a moment doing that?
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we could start it with a little bit of a quiz. The kids are antsy hanging around the house, so we A, play Lego, B, find a nice game with a soft ball in the backyard, C, go swimming, or D, dirt bike, man. We want a dirt bike. Well, which's the answer there, Papa Country?
Well, both the boys have their own dirt bikes, but I'd venture to offer option E, which is hand them a shovel and a hatchet and tell them to go have some fun. We'll see you in a couple hours.
Okay, that's country life. Let's move on to nutrition and diet for the kids.
Okay.
Papa Country, any recommendations you might make? I saw one on Instagram. Maybe you want to touch on that one.
Are you referring to the syrup photo?
Yes, the syrup photo.
That would be the little guy challenging his inner Will Ferrell, drinking syrup straight from the bottle, standing up on a stool as he snuck it out of the top cupboard. That's okay. Grey County gold right there.
Grey County gold. Oh, very delicious. And, good for the whole family if you can get it away from the youngest in the family. Okay, just one more topic, if you don't mind. Personal hygiene. How do we keep these kids clean?
Well, I'll tell you right before the podcast here, I spotted the little guy having a bath in a hole that he and his brother dug that is now full of mud. So...
Okay, well, listen, I think that we've covered off 3 important topics today, but I'll encourage you as listeners to come back for more Papa Country parenting tips, including how to build a trebuchet that will actually fling the kids to the back of the yard. Very cool. Well, it is a different life, isn't it?
Oh, it's completely different. And thank God we have all the space, especially during the pandemic and throughout the lockdown periods. And it's really a wonderful place for the boys to grow up. As you know, we have horses and dogs, and we've got goats. So there are a lot of new responsibilities, not just for Mama Country and I, but also for the boys.
The patience of Mama Country. As one of our phone calls, you said to me, I have to go. The goat is in the house, and the dog is eating out of the fridge.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a true story, by the way.
That's 100% true story. Yeah, that's life here for us. Yeah, there's never a dull moment in the Hello Country farm, that's for sure. And as far as Mama Country's patience level, it ranks at least a 12 out of 10.
Yeah, well done. Well done. And I think country life does that to you. It kind of just sets things at the pace that nature and time allow it to do. And it's just a wonderful way of life. I want to remind everybody, before we get into our interview today, there is a line of apparel that supports local business in Grey County. Papa Country, do you mind talking about that a little bit, buddy?
Oh, for sure. The apparel company was a bit of a side project that I started About a year, I think I quite literally stayed up late one night and decided, hey, why not? Let's start another business during a pandemic. So, apparel line, it's called Apparel Company, and one of the brands is called Grey County Apparel, and it features a tractor logo that I designed. And tractor being a representation of work and country life that sort of is how I view Grey County. And it has literally taken off. I think I'm on my fifth reorder of tractor hoodies now. We got a new fresh batch on the way straight from our printers in Dundalk. It's
Oh,
about
hey,
20 minutes south of here. So I try to
nice.
keep everything pretty local. We're selling through local shops, and you can buy direct at apparelco.ca, or you can message us through Instagram at Grey County Apparel.
Wearing mine right now. I do love the design. An iconic tractor, by the way. Very beautiful designs and understated. Nothing too fancy. If I made like nothing over the top. Just very, very cool classic design and incredibly durable. I have spent many, many evenings around the RV just enjoying the comfort of that hoodie. So I'll recommend them as well.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I'm getting wonderful feedback from people who've bought the hoodies. People are buying them as birthday gifts and Christmas gifts, which is incredibly complimentary. So, yeah, you can check them out online at apparelco.ca.
Papa Country, as Grey County and other areas that are outlying to major cities are growing, especially through the pandemic, we noticed a large number of people making their way to the country and setting up a new kind of life and becoming adjusted there. But that has brought more population, and with more population comes more infrastructure. And in Grey County, in Markdale, there is something happening that really could be a lifesaver for many people in the region. Maybe you could talk to us a little bit about what you know about the Markdale Hospital.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's going to be a lifesaver, quite literally. Currently, there's a hospital in Markdale, but it's a bit small, and hence the reason to build something a bit bigger and better. There's a lot of development currently happening in Markdale, which is putting a demand on services and, like you said, some new infrastructure. And so we have a wonderful bring on shortly and she can speak very intelligently to the new hospital in Markdale, but as well as the fundraising efforts behind it, because there really is a community responsibility for the people in Grey Highlands and in Markdale specifically to put a lot of their effort into making sure that that hospital has the things that it needs to provide the proper services. And with that, I think it's a great opportunity to introduce our guest on the show today. Her name is Darlene Lamberti, and she is the Executive Director of Centre Grey Health Services Foundation. Darlene, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Darlene, it's a big job getting the fundraising together. Everybody thinks, oh, the government gives us a hospital, but anybody who has been on the planning end of this or the fundraising end of increasing and enhancing medical and hospital services, emergency services in an area, will tell you that it hinges on the community supporting these efforts.
Absolutely. I don't think people realize that the government pays for 90% of the building, but the community is responsible for the remaining 10% of the building and 100% of the equipment. So when you walk in that hospital, the floor you walk on is paid by a local donor. The chair you sit in is paid for by a local donor. The bed in the treatment center, the blood pressure cuff, the x-ray machine that tells you your arm is broken, all of those are paid for by the community. So, the next time that you're in the hospital, maybe you should mentally thank your community for all of these wonderful services that we have.
Oh, that's an incredible perspective, Darlene, because it's easy when you go into a hospital, even if you're visiting somebody or you've been in there, it's easy for us all to complain. Oh, I waited this long, or oh, this, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, the only reason any of it is happening is because the community needed it and supported it. And the more we support it, the better things become.
Absolutely. And we have a really supportive community. I doubt if the community is aware of this, but our little foundation here is asked for approximately $1 million every single year to support regional and local healthcare. Now, that's a tall order from a community such as this. And sometimes we make it, sometimes we don't. But it is a really, really supportive community that we have. And I'm so proud to be part of it.
Now, how does this work for the organization? You have a set mandate to fundraise. A, how do you fundraise? And B, how does it get dispersed? And what are your missions on that front?
There is something that is called the capital process, and we are part of a system. It's called the Grey Bruce Health Services System, and they have a colossally large budget. And I don't want to speak to what their duties are, but typically what happens is they come out with a list of equipment that they need, and they ask. There are 5 foundations within GBHS, or Grey Bruce Health Services, of which we are one. They ask each foundation for a certain amount of money as their part of this capital process where they buy equipment. And ours happens to be approximately $1 million every year. Now it changes. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more, but that's a good round figure. And we, throughout the year, do various things to raise money. And we then give the money back to GBHS. And sometimes we tell them what we want. Sometimes we don't. It kind of depends on what is on the list. We always ask that the information technology or the equipment for the Markdale Hospital gets paid for first, of course. And then the rest will go to the needs for Owen Sound, because without Owen Sound, we would not have a whole healthcare system. So we use it, we should pay into it.
Right. Okay, I understand. Now, out in the community, what are some of, over the years, what are some of the efforts that you've seen that have made a difference financially in the way of fundraising in the community?
Well, it would be remiss for me not to mention our recent rodeo. I don't know what the exact figure is from it yet, but I really think that it was a really successful event, both financially and from the fun spectrum. So a lot of third-party events, such as the rodeo. We've had numerous golf tournaments. Every other year, we have a silent auction. In addition to events and third-party events, there are things like if someone is having an anniversary, rather than getting another toaster, they say, how about if you donate to the hospital instead?
Right.
That type of thing.
Aha, very nice. And in fact, that's a really clever idea. As we age into it, some of us, Papa Country, maybe you're in this category. I think maybe I certainly am. Donations like that mean something because we're the people that are going to be using it, frankly. In droves more than other age categories. So it is a nice way to say, I love you, or I care about you, or happy birthday. Here is to your health, essentially.
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's a wonderful idea. In fact, maybe we should do something in the magazine, Darlene, to encourage people to buy a Christmas gift for the hospital this year. How about that?
Well, gee, that's not a bad idea.
Wow. Wouldn't it be great if Santa made an extra stop at these hospitals with some equipment? What are some of the immediate needs, Darlene, that you're seeing that the hospitals need, and in fact, Markdale more specifically?
Well, last Christmas, we raised $75,000 in our Light for Life campaign for 5 defibrillators. So we were very proud to have done that for our local hospital here in Markdale. Right now, we are raising funds for an ultrasound. The ultrasound cost $220,000 to $250,000. Tall order, right?
Yeah. Wow.
We have on the 16th of October, we have a radiothon, CKNX Radio Healthcare Heroes Radiothon, where we are looking to raise $75,000 towards that ultrasound. So that is our immediate need right now. Yeah. Now, the ultrasound, we expect that it will take us a bit of time to raise the funds for that, and it will be in the new hospital. So it's going to be part of our campaign for the new hospital.
Tell us a little bit about the new hospital, timelines, and hopes and aspirations.
Oh, my favorite topic. We've waited a long time for this hospital, and I am so proud that we are getting it. At times when hospitals are getting retrofitted or closed, Markdale has managed to get a brand new hospital. It floors me every time I think of it.
It is incredible, yes.
It's monumental. I can't believe how fantastic it is. It will be a really great opportunity for this community. You know, our little hospital is great, but it is in need of some updating. So this one will be very airy. It will have lots of windows and glass, and it will be definitely a place of healing. It has the largest ambulatory care in all of the rural hospitals in the GBHS family. So the only hospital that will have larger ambulatory care than Markdale is the Owen Sound Hospital. And ambulatory care is really important because that is the heart of rural care, is the ambulatory care. That's where you come in, you get your life saved, and then you move on to another hospital.
Right.
So that part of this hospital is imperative, and it will be state of the art, and it will be wonderful.
Well, that is amazing. And as we say, there is growth, certainly in Markdale, but in all of the surrounding areas where, you know, more stress on what needs repair doesn't work. It almost seems like a great idea to create a new hospital, equip it properly, and build on that for the future.
Exactly. And that is just what we're doing. And I cannot thank the community enough for their support in this. I am convinced that the reason why we are getting a new hospital is because our community has shown time and time again that we will support healthcare.
Okay, if you are a corporate community leader, now is the time. Get in and show your gratitude and put some steam behind this engine to build a wonderful hospital. We challenge you to do it, corporations. Darlene, where can people get in touch with you or find out more about getting some money into your hands to get this job done?
Well, you can always visit our website, www.cghsfoundation.com, or you're welcome to give me a call at 519-986-3040, extension 6178. And shucks, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it.
Oh my goodness, pardon Darlene's French there. You didn't tell me that she was going to be foul-mouthed, Papa Country. Darlene,
sorry.
First and foremost, thank you and everybody at the foundation for putting this priority in front of the right people and making sure that we have the health care we need in the community. You can't imagine how much we appreciate it, and we wish you great success. Please come back and tell us more about the progress, if you wouldn't mind.
I'd love to. I'd love to come back anytime you'll have me.
Awesome. Okay, Darlene, listen, we put the challenge out there, and Papa Country, if you don't mind, maybe we can, in the description of the podcast, we'll make sure that a link goes in there and Darlene's contact information, so that if you've been inspired, and I hope you have been, to support the hospital, you can go right ahead and do it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Darlene. Appreciate it.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me.
Okay, well, listen, Papa Country, great guest as always. You always bring a good neighbor to the table, and of course,
Darlene's great. Yeah,
well, yeah, and you can tell there's a passion that Darlene has for getting this job done, as I said, but it's obviously a passion, not just a job. And it sounds to me like everybody raising money and putting their best foot forward to make this hospital happen, do it with the same kind of passion. So please get out there and lend some support. Hey, Hello Country wants to shout out the folks at the, I love this, the Cast and Blast podcast. Cast and Blast Canada is an amazing show. It features two of Grey County's finest. Of course, Roger Tumanuri, you might know him, Papa Country, a bit of a character, and also Brian Glassy. If you love hunting and fishing, you will love that podcast, so be sure to check it out. at your next opportunity.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. It's been, like we said off the top, a little bit since our last podcast, but we promise you listeners that we'll have more podcasts coming to you more frequently for Low Country. We got Food and Drink Edition that's going to be hot off the press shortly. During a local food trailer on Highway 10, just north of Grey Road 4, called the Burger Guru. Ooh. And a couple of other features for local restaurants and places to eat and drink. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said, we'll be back shortly with a podcast.
Now I'm hungry for a burger. Burger Guru, I'm on the way. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. And of course, we'll be back shortly. If there's something you think in the community we need to be talking about or bringing to everybody else's attention, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time, Papa Country.
Bye, everybody.